Yo, what's good, everybody? Episode 2, strange setting. I'm feeling a little under the weather right now. I don't know. Everybody seems to be sick lately, so I'm feeling kind of just blah. It's been like that the last few days. So, today's podcast, or whatever, we're going to talk about some music because over the weekend, just to hit it gun and running, I had to travel 3 hours to Connecticut and 3 hours back, so 6 hours of driving left me a lot of time to listen to music. And recently in the office, I've had some time to just listen and plug in and just kind of get more engaged with my music taste. So I feel like I just have to say that so far, coming into 2020, music has been kind of in a good place. I'm not gonna lie to you, so, and there's so many artists that are coming out with new albums to start the year. I mean, you talk about Justin Bieber releasing an album this week, I believe. I think it's the 14th. And then before that, you have, Eminem, Mac's new album. So there's some good stuff going on with music. First, I want to talk about the releases of Mac Miller and Eminem's album. Now, at first, listening to Mac stuff, Mac's album was, for me, it hit different because obviously, yes, he passed away, but just everything he's doing and singing in that song, it's sad because you get to be in his headspace and kind of just hear him out. It's chill. It's chill music. Like if I'm in a car ride, I jive with it. Now if I'm at the gym, not so much. But then there's Eminem's album, so they released at the same time. And I'm not going to talk about Halsey because I don't like Halsey's album. So deal with it. If anybody wants to at me, go for it. It's fine. I get it. People can like her. That's fine. Eminem dropped an album at the same time, and now Eminem's album, at first, I was like, all right, there's only a song or two that I really jive with. I don't know how I feel about it. But as I listened to it more, it started to grow on me. And at first I was like, Mac's album was better for me. Was better for me. And then things started to change. And then I was like, you know what? M's album is pretty good. Wait a second. I kind of like this a little bit more. And more. And more. And so, as it started to pass, now, I think at this point, I think Eminem's album's better than Mac's album. Bold tweet. But, again, but the most of the time I listen to music is, at the gym, in my car. I don't know, I try to get pumped up for the day before work, so I'm trying to throw on some tunes. Godzilla definitely slaps, but Mac's album, if I'm trying to chill, is really a whole different mood. Blue World's definitely my favorite song, I would say, on Mac's new album. And for Eminem, I know it's super cliche and really popular, but Godzilla, it's just the all around total package. And you get Juice WRLD in there, that song it slaps. It's a good song. It's a good song. You can hate me for it, but it's a good song. It is. And then, so popular song wise, hear me out. And I have this debate all the time. So if you haven't heard this song, check it out. It's called Life is Good by Drake and Future. Now, I love Drake's minute and 30 seconds of that song. It's whoa, this is good. This is old Drake, or sort of this Drake coming back. I'm good with this Drake. I wasn't a fan of new Drake. I kind of like old Drake. But now, with that song, I was all right, at first I'm feeling it. And then, Future's part, I'm I'm kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, what's up, Future? Like, what are you trying to do, man? You're doing too much. It's like way too, I don't know. I don't have a word for it. Other than it's just too much. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a Future guy. I don't know. Like, it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. But Drake's part, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You guys can tell me. I really think Drake makes that song what it is. Future brings it down 3 pegs. Maybe 4. It would just be a better song if Drake just did his verse twice over. And Future wasn't in the song at all. Bull tweet, I don't think he's good. I don't know. Another song I want to talk about, because we're on music today, and I've been listening to so much. Okay, so Justin Bieber. I don't know if I would call myself a fan, because I don't know if that's what it is. I think lyrically he's like not there as an artist, but hear me out. So this song, Yummy, I think it sounded so stupid when it first came out. I was like, what is this? Let me get that yummy, like, come on. It's just like yummy. It's just, what is this song? But here it is. It's Justin goddamn Bieber. You know what I mean? Like, he just has this trigger. And like, it's one of those things where you hear it the first time, you hate it. I don't know. I hated it. Listen to it the second time. Third time, fourth time. Like, but then somewhere, somehow, suddenly it becomes this catchy tune in my head. And then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I don't hate it because it's catchy. Is it good? No, it's not good. It's not a good song. But it is a catchy song. I'll give him credit for that. And every song that I've heard so far on this new album is catchy. The newest song that he just released, I believe it's Intentions. That's a good song. I do like that song. I won't lie. Get Me, I can deal without. Intentions, good song. I like that. But I think Justin Bieber, as a whole, as an artist, I don't know if I like him. Maybe I do. I don't know. But his stuff is just catchy. And maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but like all of a sudden, like I'm playing it in my car. Like I didn't intend on it, but then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? I just jam out to Yummy now. It's like, what is that? Who am I? Because like 2 weeks ago, I hated that song. And now I absolutely love it. Which I don't know. Also this week, like on my Spotify playlist, I added like 20 songs from all these new albums. Some good ones that are out there that just came out. The Birds of Prey album is pretty good. I always kind of like wish that the album was as good as the movie. Like if anybody watched Suicide Squad, had a killer soundtrack, but the movie was like meh. So I don't know if that means anything for Birds of Prey. I've heard like mixed reviews. I'm definitely gonna go check it out soon, so I can give you guys an update on that because I definitely want to see it. The other one that was pretty good was the Galantis album. I mean, so I saw them live at the end of December, and they were incredible. I was also drunk, so it was pretty vivid for me as far as I don't remember what they were playing. I just remember being excited and amped, and it was at Big Night Live, which is in Boston. It was, in my mind, incredible. Their album is awesome. I've been listening to that as well. If anybody's into the EDM stuff, good one. Check it out. Some other artists right now, I just feel like music's in a weird... Green Day released an album. I did listen to it. It's like not... I mean, I feel like I do like Green Day. I do. I just don't like what's new Green Day. I don't know. They just sound much different than they used to. But that's sort of where I'm at. I'm also like trying to like get more enticed with my music taste. So I've been trying to listen to all this different type of music, oldies, country, like rock, I don't know, screamo. Like I've been listening to all sorts. If anybody ever has any music suggestions, toss them at me. I'm always like trying to find some new stuff. If anybody's looking for new music, check out my playlist on Spotify. It is the coolest name. It's called Pleasant Earwompers. It's honestly the best playlist ever. I can share it. I'll share it on all the social media so you guys can go check it out if you like. It's a mix of like pop, EDM, hip hop, rock. I think some screamo in there. I think I might have I have a country playlist. I don't really like to put country in my Pleasant Earwompers. It's more for that upbeat kind of stuff. It's kind of like a gym playlist. I also have a gym playlist. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at right now. Music is just a weird place for me. But I feel like everybody is kind of in this. I feel like music in general is in a weird place for a lot of people. I don't think I've talked to one person who has like the same taste as another person. I feel like everybody's kind of just in their own music verse. And it's kind of cool, but I'm always looking for new music. And it's so weird to me that like, I talk about it with my friends all the time. We talk about, sharing music, and like, it's so crazy. Like one of us will have like this really, like, we think it's a great song, and then we'll share it with the rest of the crew, and they're like, well, not really into it. But it's so weird too, because you can tell like what style your friend's music is as well. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so if you guys have any music suggestions, dish them out. I'm all ears at this point. And then I want to switch gears. So this weekend I went back to the story. I drove to Connecticut for my cousin's birthday. I won't say how old he is, but being one of these mid-20 guys at the party, everybody who's older is like, just make sure you appreciate the time you have. I didn't realize it when I was your age, but you got to enjoy life and da-da-da-da-da. So, like, it got me thinking, and then, like, they were, like, talking about time primarily. And this got me thinking about, like, a crazy topic for this podcast is basically just talking about time. So, like, with time, I feel like this day and age, for anybody who can relate, like, we work, most of us, full-time, 40 hours a week. Now, another bulk of us are doing extracurricular things. Okay, let's talk about a second job, potentially. I know there's several of us out there that are doing that. I've done that, 2 or 3 or even more. Like people are working themselves to a point where it's like you're working 12 to 14 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then you're sleeping the other portion, right? Or then some of us, like myself, after work, will go to the gym. That's like an hour and a half. And then, like, from there, let's talk about making dinner. That takes another half an hour or an hour sometimes. Then you talk about showering, doing laundry, or making whatever. Those little, that all of a sudden, guys, you start the day, right? You wake up, let's say for me, my day-to-day operation, wake up 6:45. I like savor every second of sleep. I'm not sure if anybody else can relate, but I'm literally like the last minute until I can possibly sleep, I'm going to sleep. That's just who I am. I'm not a morning guy. It's not my cup of tea, I slack in the mornings. So I'm up at 6:45. I'll get up. I'll make breakfast sluggishly. It's not pretty. I'll throw something together. Usually it's Honey Nut Cheerios. It's the goat. It's legendary. If you don't like Honey Nut Cheerios, then I don't know what to tell you. It's something's not right. Because it's the best. And then the milk afterwards with the honey in it, it's fantastic. It is. It's fine. Okay. So after I have that bowl, I then sluggishly, by sluggish I mean I'm like my eyes, I'm like still got eye boogies. I'm like trying to get myself together, pour a glass of milk, throw the cereal in, chug it, and then like bring it back. Everything's like I'm squinting during the whole process, and then that's how it happens. And then I'm like, the first like real eye opener is like when I jump in the shower after all this and like the water finally hits me. I'm like, oh yeah, oh, the world. That's usually how that happens. Also to save time, it's going to be weird, but I brush my teeth in the shower. I don't know too many people that do that. Saves time. I don't have to get out, and it keeps me warm while I'm brushing. Anyways. So then I shower, and then I make lunch. Strange order, you think you do it after breakfast, but I just want to, like, wake up. I need that shower to just kick my butt and, like, get me going. I'll throw together, like, a pretty weak lunch, whether it's leftovers. Most of the time, it's, like, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with yogurt that I pack and, like, sometimes a fruit if I've got any, and then, like, any other extra things I can find that are just pretty easy to put together. And then I am in work before 8 o'clock. Yeah, so from 6:45, and then I'm in the office before 8. Now, I'm in the office until 5 o'clock every night, and then right after that, I head to the gym, I change, I start working out at like 5:30. I go to Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is that's a whole nother conversation. So then, I'm going to skip past that because we could have a whole podcast on Planet Fitness alone. It's a good idea. So, an hour and a half, 2 hours go by. Suddenly, it's like 7 to 7:30. I finally leave the gym. I come home, and then I just want to unwind. You got to have that 2 seconds. Like I'll throw in a protein shake. I'll sit on my couch. I'll catch up on social media if there's anything to catch up on. And then I'm like, well, I still got to make dinner. So then I'll throw something together, try to do something relatively quick. I've been kind of banking on like chicken and like frozen vegetables recently. I was getting in the mood to do some like real cooking, and I still do some real cooking. I'm just running out of ideas, so I'm kind of getting lazy. But if anybody has any good ideas for quick dinner options, also insert comment or suggestions, please. I think I need more options. I think everybody needs more quick dinner options. So anyways, then it's all of a sudden 8:30 or 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And I still need a shower because I went to the gym. So then I take another shower, and it's like 9 o'clock. By that time, I'm like exhausted. And then I throw on something on the telly. And we could have a whole nother broadcast about television shows because I need something to watch. I've run out. I've watched, Game of Thrones. I've watched Chernobyl. I've watched Watchmen. I'm watching right now ER. If anybody remembers that old show, I'm rewatching it. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I've kept up with a few other shows, like sometimes I'll watch Family Guy or Futurama or American Dad, like just like those quick options before bed. I'll throw them in, and then I go to sleep, and we're up again at 6:45. So, and then to be honest with you, I'm also not the best person at falling asleep. So really, when I say I'm going to bed, like I lay there and I toss and turn for like maybe a half an hour. Maybe an hour. You never know. You don't know. You just hate yourself for not falling asleep. That's me before every night. So I don't really know what time I actually go to bed when people are like, what time did you go to bed? Well, I went to bed at 10:45 and then I tossed and turned for the entire duration of the night. So I don't know. So but all that being said, that's Monday through Friday. Okay, and then Saturday, Sunday, like Saturday I'll go to the gym, and that's like my only day to like have fun. And then Sunday, I take the day to do laundry, I'll clean my apartment, I'll, go grocery shopping, and then set up or try to meal prep or something. And then suddenly it comes down to one day, but I'm about to work more now into the summertime with DJing. So there's not a lot of time. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, time is so crazy to me. And it's kind of sad because you're missing out on I'm probably missing out on a lot. I love going to the gym. Those are 2 hours of the day I don't want to sacrifice, or an hour and a half. And then you could make that up doing anything else that you wanted to do, or like on the weekends, what else could I do? It's something that I think as a young or younger people, or whatever, as a society, we need to think about time as it is a treasure. Per last podcast on like even connecting with people, time is short, life is short. Like, that's the other thing, and it kind of goes back to reverting to that last time with connections and like we don't make a lot of time for ourselves. It's unreal. It's unreal. It's unreal. So where am I getting at with this? Make more time for yourself. Other thought that I had about all this was it would be kind of cool. I was having this conversation with one of my best friends. If you could, instead of retiring when you're 60 or 65 or 70, if you didn't work for the first, I don't know, 30 years of your life, right? Let's say you did everything backwards and then you could work until you're dead. I would consider that because I want to enjoy my youth more. I want to travel more. I want to do more things for me. I want to explore more. I mean, yes, you can do some of that on the weekends. There's just never enough time to do all the things that you want to do. And that's really the point of all this, is that there's just not enough time for the things that you want to do. Now, I'm still working on connecting with people. It's kind of cool to connect with people who have kind of figured this out and done a better job of it than even myself. But just taking like a few days here and there to like, I don't know, like taking like for instance, this weekend's President's Day. Maybe take Friday off and have a long weekend and do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you have Monday off. You could do something in those 4 days. I think I'm kind of coming to this realization more and more that I think we all need to do better time managing time. I think that's it. And there's no right answer. There's no right answer. And hey, maybe working all the time makes you happy, or doing all those things that occupy your time we get into a routine. Maybe that's your kink. Maybe that's what works for you. For me, however, I think I want to explore a little bit more of the world. I think I want to be more cultured in that. Like, I've never been to Europe. I've never been on the other side of the continent. I've never been to the West Coast. I've never been to California, Oregon, Washington. Like the farthest I think I've gone is either like Las Vegas or St. Martin, but those are still relatively close to here. So it's kind of sad. And I've never even been to Canada. I want to go, I want to do more traveling for sure. But I also want to go to more concerts. I want to see more people more often. But again, for everybody else in the world, it's crazy, just reconnecting with people, we all don't have time for these things. So it's just kind of staggering to me that life is kind of silly and that we are just withering away, working day in, day out, grinding it out. It feels good in some ways, right? Because we're making money. It feels like we're all living our best life. But this is our prime, and we're just grinding. Who knows how many years that takes off your life in the end, though? That's a good question. Good other question is, even when I'm old, I would still rep and support a vice versa retirement where we work until we die and then we don't work for the first, let's say we're right out of college, first 10 years, and you just live, you explore, you travel. Because all these people, when you're older, will just say, oh, you should do this while you're young. You should go out and friggin' do it. Just do it all. Pull a B&E, friggin' make mistakes, travel, go to shows, do a bunch of drugs, have a bunch of alcohol, do all this. Just friggin' live while you're young because your body can handle it and do it. But who's got the time? Well, there are people. And props to those who have crushed it because I haven't figured it out. So that's my rant on time because there's just not enough of it, but we all want more of it, and I think we'd all use it in a much better way. So, with that being said, the other thing I wanted to reach out to you guys on, so moving forward, I think obviously there needs to be somebody else talking besides me. And I get that in podcasts, it's hard to just listen to one guy rant, ramble, and chit-chat. So I am going to be looking to have some people on the show as guests. and we'll just kind of cover a bunch of different topics based on whoever it is. So I'll be looking to get some guests on the show. If you're interested in being in said podcast, reach out, let me know. Makes my job easier. Otherwise, I'm going to have to reach out and pull freaking everybody out and in. So, but I appreciate everybody's feedback and support on episode 1. I always appreciate what you guys do for me. It's great, and I'm super humbled to have support in life and have great friends and great people around me. So thank you guys for everything. And again, I'm still working on reaching out to people. And it's been really great to hear from other people who I didn't even have to reach out to. They just reached out to me. So I appreciate you guys, and thank you. And episode 3 will come at you soon. Thank you guys, and have a great rest of the week.